Is Hot Girl Summer still happening this year?
How many carbs are in a White Claw?
If I squat every day, will I get a dump truck?
I'm Shay.
I'm Leah.
We are Two Tone Training.
You're listening to Don't Tone Alone.
Toner Squad. What up, what up?
Squat up.
We back.
We back, baby.
Hey. It's kind of funny. We're recording this nighttime versus morning, and it will be interesting to see, like, are we still on our A game?
We come alive in the nighttime.
Hey.
That's such a lie. That is the biggest lie that's ever
Honestly,
been told.
I had an eye roll there. I was like, usually mornings are it for us.
Mornings, we're such morning people. We're the worst kind of people. Everyone's just waking up, like rubbing their eyes, and we're like, hello, how are you?
Bad.
Want to tone?
Yeah, trying to get in the tone zone right now.
Yeah, and then 8 p.m. hits, and I'm like, bedtime.
Yeah, I got my jammies on. I'm UBC. Leah, we have to
UBC.
Have we
I think we tapped into UBC, all of our little sayings. UBC, so ugly but clean.
Fresh out the shower.
Fresh out the shower. Your
slicked back
hair, your robe, your like ugly sweatshirt, your baggy sweatpants.
We've all been there. Don't lie.
Oh, every night. And then someone tries to FaceTime, like your zit cream.
Can't forget the zit cream.
And then someone FaceTimes you and you're like, oh, honey.
Yeah. Rejects.
You should have caught me at like 5 p.m.
Yeah, when I had a full face of makeup on, my hair was done, full fit on. Yeah. But
anyway. At least you're clean.
True.
They can't smell you, but you can say I'm clean, so it's fine.
Fine.
It's fine.
Love that. All right, so today we're going to be talking about tapping into the fitness industry. So
tap in. Okay, sorry, I had to say it.
Yeah, that was a layup. So tapping into the fitness industry, I think that can mean so many different things, but I'm excited about this topic because there's really so many aspects to the fitness industry. I think sometimes people's mind automatically goes to fitness industry, fitness trainer, but that's definitely not the case. There are so many different jobs within the fitness industry.
Yeah, being a trainer is just like one of the layers of the cake.
Or a piece of the pie, like I like to say.
A piece of the pie.
Back to the pie chart.
It always goes back to the damn pie chart.
Oh my God. But no, I'm excited to talk about the fitness industry in general because I feel like the fitness industry has evolved so much, and especially over this past year. I read something today that was saying like virtual fitness classes, virtual classes in general, mental health options were turbocharged by the pandemic.
It's so wild how it's changed so much, how virtual fitness, I'm trying to even think pre-pandemic, how like relevant virtual fitness was. Like, what do you think were some of the big apps and things?
I think like apps like Obey did exist.
Yeah, Peloton,
obviously, but it was different. Like, it wasn't the way it is now. Like, now you say virtual fitness, and I guarantee you guys listening at home probably have some sort of fitness app on your phone.
It was so wild, and you can speak more about this and we'll get more into it later, but like when the pandemic hit and just every single fitness company, every single trainer just kind of hit panic mode, and we're like, what do they do? And they were forced to pivot and make changes, and like, I don't know, everyone just kept trying to one up each other.
Right. I feel like we've been like slingshot into the future in a sense. Like, even these big box gyms, which you kind of like, oh, they've got it all figured out. And I don't know, from the outside looking in, you're like, oh, they've got it. But even these big box gyms were panicking and investing so much money into developers and app developers to bring this virtual fitness scene to life and teaching trainers how to teach on an app. Like, it is so different, and coming from a trainer's perspective, it's really interesting to make the change from in-person brick and mortar teaching to virtual app and teaching behind a phone, behind a screen.
Oh, they say that it's like 50, you get 50% of the energy that you would relay in person when you go behind a camera. And you have to be that much more enthusiastic. And we spoke to a few trainers, a few of our trainer friends, our group fitness instructors, our personal trainers, and they were just saying like, the virtual world is not for them. They're like, it's so hard. It's so different. It's so hard for me to like engage with people through a screen. And I think it takes a certain kind of person.
For sure. It's a different skill set. And I think we'll get more into it. But yeah, virtual training in general, it's a little bit different. Like we said, sometimes people think it's like easier because yes, it is more convenient. Like it's a plug and play type thing. Like you put up your phone, you put up your computer, and it's go time.
Yeah, I mean the app that Shay and I teach on, Salute, we log in on an app in our phone, and then we put it in our little tripod, and then we go like wherever we are. We could do a class right here, right now.
Should we?
Burpees
In 3,
2, 1, go.
Hit it.
That makes me think of when we go to the gym, like a little aside, when we go to the gym and we're just working out with each other regularly and we sync up our reps. I'm like, ew.
But it feels weird when we don't. Like I just feel off and it's awkward and people might understand, but it's part of the job. It's part of the gig.
Yeah. Gotta always be in sync.
Always. No, but I think streaming is like the least of your concerns when it comes to virtual fitness. That's the easy part. It's getting people not only into your virtual classes, it's staying engaged, getting people to turn on their cameras, get comfortable in front of cameras, and creating that same excitement behind a screen, even though you can't physically touch them. How can you move them and motivate them?
Yeah. And for those of you who were on a trainer during the pandemic when you were going Instagram live, and for those of you taking all those classes, it's such like for your trainer, let me just tell you, like give them some credit, give them some props, because with Instagram you can't see anyone. That was so tough. I remember we were on IG live for a long time and not being able to see anyone's face or like go up and like critique their form and give them feedback was so hard. So you're just like talking to yourself. You're like, all right, hey guys. I mean, yeah, they can comment in, but you're like, so what's their energy like? They could be like sitting on the couch right now and I would have no idea.
Right. We always use a saying in our class, like BYOH, like bring your own hype. And you totally need to be your own hype man during those classes. So yeah, again, give your trainers an applaud, a pat on the back. Not only were trainers doing a lot of these like IG live classes and these virtual classes for free, but they're doing the whole workout with you. They're probably doing multiple a day, and they're just bringing so much energy, positivity, and just shout out to all those trainers who really did show up during the pandemic.
Yeah. We talk about like, I've talked to other group fitness instructors, and when you're in a class, when you can see people in person, you know, you do a few reps, you show everyone what you're doing. Like no one wants to be in a class with a trainer that just is pointing and chilling, sitting back. Like everyone wants to see like, okay, I want to see that you can do this too. But taking away that aspect of seeing people in person and being able to, go around, hey, like you're doing great, Sally. I was going to use that name.
Yeah, obviously.
Sally Mae. You're doing great. And actually, like, I feel like, yeah, you're right. They had to do the whole workout almost because there was not too much to say.
Right. No, agreed. So virtual fitness in general, just a wild world. And it's cool to see where we are now, kind of coming at the tail end of the pandemic, coming out of such a crazy time. Almost this hybrid is seen in the fitness industry, this mesh between virtual and in-person classes. I think a lot of people are starting to find a nice balance, and especially people with busy schedules. People are working from home, and it's nice to be able to be like, I have options now. I have options to step away from my desk. I know I can get a good, effective workout in 20 minutes from the comfort of my own home. And then tomorrow, my day's a little bit lighter, so then I can go in person and take that outdoor boot camp or whatever it is.
Yeah, no, still now. I mean, at the gym I work at, virtual fitness is still very much a part of the membership. It's a perk that when they can't make it to the gym, they get to do class from home, still get to get a good sweat in. And I think that's never going away. I think now that people got a taste of virtual, of getting that effective workout and not having to make the commute to go in, that's never going to go away.
Right. So many options. But talking about training in general, I think, like we said, some of the things our mind automatically goes to when we think about the fitness industry are those trainers. So I think we should talk a little bit about how we got into being a trainer. Like, what does it take to become a trainer, to get certified? Like, you can't just walk into a gym and be like, let's go.
Let's tone.
Like, I wish it was that easy.
Yeah. So I guess my backstory was that I was a college athlete. I played Division III lacrosse and basketball at a state school, and I said this before, but fitness was always a part of my life growing up. And I mean, our dad worked in gyms his whole life too. So we were always around it. I think we were lucky enough to always have a free gym membership. I gotta say that's a perk. We were spoiled. And out of college, I started working at a gym, and they actually said, I worked there full time, not as a trainer. And they said, if you want to get your certification, we will help you pay for it, because like we believe in you and we think you're great. And, you know, the more you can do here, the more likely you are to stick around. So that was amazing that they did that. So I ended up getting my personal training certification through NASM.
And I think that's so amazing when, I don't know, this is a lot about a company that when they like invest in their employees and they're like long term, and they knew it was something you were passionate about. So I think that's also why you stayed for so long, is because your team was so supportive.
Yeah, I was there for 3 years. So I did a self-guided study. So I really had to keep myself accountable. It's so easy. I was never that person in school. I'm envious of the people that could cram minutes before an exam and get an A or even a B and be like, wow, I can't do that. I've always been the type that I have to study hard and I have to like work really hard to get.
Honestly, same.
Yeah. And I mean, if you can just show up and ace the quiz, then dang. Jealous.
To say the least.
Yeah. So with this self-guided study, we had like chapters we had to go through. We had discussion questions. We had little quizzes at the end of each chapter. And then at the end, you go in person and you take that exam, and you have to lock your phone away in a locker.
Oh God, I remember that being so intimidating, because I did the same type of thing when I got my group fitness certification. It's so intimidating.
Wait, but can I tell you, it's like taking the SATs. I show up and they lock your phone away and you're sitting in this room and there's a desk and there's like the dividers between you. And then at the end, they were like, oh, you're going to get your results right away. So I submitted. I'm like sweating. It's hours. Like it took me hours. Like I triple checked it, obviously. And when I'm done, I click the button like submit, and my heart's like beating out of my chest. I'm like, okay, this is the moment. And then all of a sudden I was like, the computer's crashed or something.
Obviously, we always say it's like Dowdy luck, and we're like, this would happen.
It was the Dowdy luck. And they were like, oh, sorry. It took them like an hour. So I'm pacing around. Naturally, it takes an hour. So I'm pacing around the place forever. And then finally, and they're like, oh, yeah, you may not be able to get it till tomorrow. I'm like, I will not be able to sleep. Like, you can't do this to me. I will be a mess if you do this. And then I don't even know. She like hit a few buttons, Control Alt Delete, something like that, and then bing, bing, boom. She ever so casually was like, "Oh yeah, you passed." I was like, "Let's go!" It was like
watch out, fitness world.
Yeah, it was like one of the happiest moments of my life.
No, I remember like it's. There's a lot that goes into the studying. It takes you months. I never forget. How long did you say it took you?
I think I had like the self-guided study. They gave you access for like a year, and you were allowed to like schedule it within a certain period of time.
Yeah,
and then
honestly,
it expires.
For mine, like I think I waited. Like it was one of those things. Like you can't just like read one chapter. Like you really need to stick to a schedule. So if any of you listeners are thinking about getting your certification, like once you sign up, like hold yourself accountable, pace yourself, because there's no way you're gonna cram it all into one night. It's just there's too much information. It's not gonna soak in. Like, I mean, I went to school for fashion, so again, a lot of this stuff.
School for business marketing.
Like they're foreign concepts to me. Like I had tapped into the fitness scene a little bit, but again, did not know much. So it was a lot of studying that went into getting my certification or your certification as well.
Yeah. So that's my story. I feel like your story is a little bit cooler. So go ahead.
Okay. I don't know about cooler, but yeah, no, I got my Alpha group fitness certification while I was still working for an intimate apparel company in New York. I started getting into fitness, taking group fitness classes, and I found some instructors that I really loved and decided that I wanted to get my certification as well. But again, I signed up for the course, and it was one of those things that I kept putting off. And then I think I got like a notification that like, you have 2 months until your thing's about to expire. And I was like, wow, like I need to kick it into high gear now.
Let's go.
And per usual, again, I'm cramming. So I'm studying.
Oh, you're that person?
I am that person. Cramming right before an exam. So studied up, took my group fitness exam. Again, same experience. You kind of went into this dark room and it's a little scary, and don't speak and turn off your phone and put everything in all your belongings into a locker.
Yeah.
And then you're kind of like awaiting that final moment when that piece of paper comes out and you figure out if you passed or not. So I remember that being really exciting when I did pass, and celebrating it and just being so amped.
Yeah.
But then so you get your certification. You're lucky because you already kind of worked for a gym and they pretty much were like handed you the job on the silver platter.
As a trainer.
As a trainer, yeah. I, however, like, I'm in New York City. I got my certification and then it was like crickets. I was like, now what?
Wait, you're like, why are these gyms not knocking on my door? I'm confused.
Yeah, I was like, I thought, like,
Color me confused.
I thought I'd walk out and just like
Walk out
Peloton
of
would
the
literally
exam.
capture me with the net, put me onto a bike and be like, here you go. But I'm here to tell you guys.
onto a bike.
I don't know. I'm here to tell you guys that doesn't happen.
Okay. All right. Contrary to popular belief.
So I get to my computer. I'm like looking up. I'm like, fitness jobs near me. As if I was like searching for today's lunch. Like,
Best restaurants near me. That is like my most Googled best food near me.
honestly, that was me. I really just like didn't know where to start. Again, I was working for an intimate apparel company. I didn't know many people in the fitness industry besides you and my dad, our dad.
Squad.
Yeah, they're based in Boston. So I didn't have much of a network in the New York City area. So I remember one of my first fitness gigs, again, it was a random apply. It pretty much came up when I searched fitness near me. Sent in. And again, I'm like, I have zero experience, but I would love to work out with you.
I would love to tone with you.
Honestly, I have a great personality and I think I'd be fab. And that's where I started. And I remember the first like bite that I got was for this company, and they would pretty much like place you at different luxury buildings within the city. So when you work for when you live in a luxury building, they tend to have gyms and they had to have an open space. So they would bring in different instructors, and this company that I got hired for like would place different instructors in these luxury buildings. So I remember showing up for
Place them down.
these like boot camps. Again, didn't really know how to format. I mean, I studied and obviously, but again, I'm fresh. I'm new into the
there's
industry.
nothing wrong. And that's why they have continued education for trainers. By the way, once you get certified, it's not over. You need to get a certain amount of credits with continued ed. So it's not like you pass the quiz, you pass the exam, and it's like, boom, done.
Yeah, you're good.
Over.
For life.
Mic drop. See ya.
No,
it's like
there's still like so much you need to learn. Like, yes, you cover the basics. You're knowledgeable. You're now not going to hopefully kill anyone during your class.
One can only hope.
Yep, injure anyone. But still, there's so much to learn. So I remember like literally just like they were like, go for it, whatever you can bring to the table. Like,
do your thing,
do
girl.
your thing. But it was cool. I got to test out like so many different, like I got to get confident with teaching group fitness.
Yeah.
That's one thing. Like you're taking a paper exam, but it's not like insert personality here or this cue here.
Yeah.
Like that's not part of the exam.
Yeah. And for those of you not super familiar with the fitness world, the difference between a personal trainer and a group fitness instructor is usually like so obvious. Like a personal trainer oftentimes has a hard time teaching a group fitness class, and then maybe like a group fitness instructor has a hard time being a personal trainer. I think it's hard to find both. For you, you're a natural group fitness instructor, and I'm more of the natural personal trainer. So when we go in front of big crowds, or when you're on one-on-one, you're like, and let's go in 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, I'm confused why you're not syncing up to the music.
Why are you not on the beat? I'm like, you're up here. You need to be down here.
Right.
It's just different. It's a different kind of thing. But I have worked on my group fitness instructing and bringing that personality and making fitness fun and connecting with people while you're teaching class, which is a skill set in itself.
Right. No, it's such a different vibe. So I remember doing that. I learned a lot that way. And during this time while I'm teaching random pop-up classes in luxury buildings throughout New York City, again.
Where they pop up? Where they really pop up?
These ones actually were like it literally
popped up.
It was a plug and play.
Okay.
So.
All right. Word.
I know we always make the joke if you guys didn't listen to the episode that pop-ups are not just a poof.
Pop-up.
Yeah.
No.
There's so much that goes into it. But this actually it was me, my backpack, my few bands that I would bring and
Okay. And then you popped up. Great.
Yeah. So
Love that for you.
at this time, I am kind of making the transition in my career. I started to work for Alala, which is a women's activewear brand. We talk about them all the time.
All day, baby.
Speaking of empowering your employees, it's definitely one of those that they like were always so supportive of me being a trainer, loving the fitness world. I remember like, again, getting that job and being like so hyped as this is perfect.
Yeah.
So I was training for this luxury apartment building thing, working for Alala, doing more of their social media marketing stuff. So that was really cool. Like we talk about tapping into the fitness industry, and this was just a different side of it. So it was still in the fitness world, but it was athleisure and selling activewear and working with influencers and trainers who were really content creators in the space. And through some of these cool events, I met or shout out, and she was a trainer for Equinox. And I remember getting thrown into that fitness scene. I remember telling her like how excited I was about fitness. Her and I did some workouts together. I remember being like, oh, like you're so strong. Like, I don't know. I really admire her, even just from taking a class. She wasn't even teaching the class. And I was like,
she's amazing.
Her.
She's the one.
Yeah. I was like, I need to be friends with her. So she kind of took me under her wing and started training me and helping me. And she helped me audition for Equinox. I remember if you told me 5 years ago that I'd be auditioning for Equinox, I think everyone, including myself, would have laughed straight in your face and been like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
So I remember that just being such a cool experience. She really took me under her wing, but there was so much practice and prep that went into it.
The way you described the audition, like I wasn't there obviously, but the way you described the audition for them is like, just, I don't even know. I'm like, I'm shaking. I was shaking in my boots for you.
Yeah, it was intimidating. I remember like recording videos, and again, it was one of those things we talk about, like having to practice, and some people it comes naturally, and some of the, like this cueing stuff did not necessarily come naturally to me. Like I feel like I did have the personality. I now had the knowledge, but I remember the cueing being really hard.
Yeah.
Like
There's one thing to know the information, but then teaching it is different.
Right. And some of these instructors make it look so effortless. You're like, wait, how do
Especially
they do
or.
that? Oh my God, or. I'm like, what? And I'm like, oh yeah, I got this. And then you get up there and you put the mic on. And
I
you're
don't
like,
got this. I
definitely don't got this. So she literally would stay up late with me. I remember like finishing a long day of work. She would be training all day, like had been up since 5 a.m. And she would like stay up late with me. I remember like one night it was like right before the audition, it was like 9 p.m. and we're like running the routine back and back through, and she's teaching me these different formats. And yeah, a lot of practice and prep work went into even going into an audition for a big box gym like that.
And then once you get through the audition process, aren't you
okay, so I'm going to set the scene a little bit. Audition day. You literally walk in and everyone is in like a matching fit. Like you're bringing your A game. Like, let's go.
It's like an interview.
It is. It's so weird. Like, I don't know. I remember it being like such a foreign concept to me, just like interviewing for a training position. And they like line you up, and you're doing pretty much everyone's workout. So you're working out for like a few hours straight. I remember by the time, thank God I was one of the first ones, I think, up there. So I didn't have enough time to get super nervous.
Yeah, that's the best. Just get it over with.
Right. Because by the end, like I was like, if I do one more push up, like that's it for me.
Yeah, I'm crumbling into pieces.
But yeah, not only are you like teaching part of the workout and the audition process, you're also doing everyone's workout. So there's a whole room of people like literally looking at you, making sure your form's on point. Because obviously if you're going into a class and you're teaching these people, like you need to be able to do it yourself. You need to be able to bring the hype to do the moves correctly. So that was a big part of it. So I remember passing that audition and being just so excited. And I trained with some of the other like top tier trainers in New York City. They brought me under their wing into the mentor program. And that was really cool too. So it's not like, I think people think you like pass the audition and then it's like, boom. And there's a million classes on your schedule.
And classes filled, all the spots, people are registering, bing, bing, boom. No, it's not that simple.
No, like you get in, you pass. You first then get into a mentor program. Then when you pass the mentor program, luckily I did get that expedited, which is awesome because I was catching on and I feel like I was like, okay, like I have something. I practiced. I did put in a lot of hard work.
All while you were working full time on top of that too.
Right. Like it was such a grind. Yeah. And then they're finally like, all right, you can teach. And then it's like radio silence almost. You're kind of just like, all right. And they're like, you can pick up a sub.
Yeah.
And getting a subbing gig in a big box gym like that, like there are so many locations within the New York City area, but again, no one knows you. You're going into that like hoping that you can pick up a class, and when the person you're covering for presents your name to the group fitness manager, that your name kind of like rings a bell or resonates with them, because
if they don't know you, like, no.
Yeah, they're like, oh, I'm going to go with someone that I know and know will bring a great class.
Yeah.
But I had no clout. No one knew who I was. So literally fighting for gigs. And I remember getting some like really bad times. Like, of course, like, again, the 5 a.m. is not super popular. So like those are the ones like out in Brooklyn. So I remember like getting up at 3 a.m., hiking out like an hour and a half on the train just to teach a class and to start to get my name out there.
Yeah. And that speaks to the grind, the hustle that it takes. Like, look where you are now. And like, people don't see that. People don't see you waking up at 3 a.m. to fight for this class to get to teach where maybe there's like 4 or 5 people. They don't see that. So understand whatever you're doing in life, that there is the grind, the hustle behind it. You have to be able to put your ego aside and do the dirty work.
I love that, because yeah, you're right. You see the highlights, you see these people who are so successful on Instagram, and you don't necessarily see their journey too. Like you almost start following them on Instagram once they're already successful and once they already have that following. But what about the people, what did it take to get there? And what did their account look like, or what did their classes look like 3 years ago, even a year ago, 6 months ago?
And we say that to each other. It's like, we can get down on ourselves, and we've spoken about this, and we can get discouraged, but we talk to other trainers and other group fitness instructors that remind us that they were in our shoes once, and it takes time.
Yeah. And with that being said, it's not only like a hustle to get onto the schedule. Now we talk about the change in the fitness industry. It's not enough to hustle to get to your class. You also need to be present on social media. You need to market yourself.
Yeah, you need to hustle to keep people, because they're going to lose interest. People lose interest in 2 seconds. Right. On to the next shiny new object.
Exactly. And then to get new customers, to acquire new people, to acquire new clients, you need to show up and you need to give a good amount of free content. So again, going back to the hustle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think we can kind of compare this situation to people's fitness journey too. Is they see the people with the 6-pack, they see the people with the amazing bodies, and they're like, I want that. And reminding you again that these people are waking up at 4 or 5 a.m. They're getting their butts to the gym. Like, you want the end goal, but are you willing to put in the work that it takes to get there?
Right. That's a question you need to ask yourself now. And hopefully, some motivation sparks from this, that you're not alone in the hustle, in the grind. Put in that work and it's going to pay off. And yes, it might be slow, but if that end goal is as desirable as you have made it out to be, it's worth it.
Yeah. And I think in another episode, we can talk about the different perspective that we have, because not only are we trainers and instructors in the fitness industry, but we are full-time in the fitness industry, having really nothing to do with being trainers.
Right. And I think that's such an interesting perspective. We talk about tapping into the industry. We talk about tapping in as trainers and the grind you need to put in. But again, it's so different. Like, my full-time job, for those of you who don't know, is I do social media and marketing for the fitness app that we train on. And it's kind of funny how I've gone from marketing for an activewear company now to the full virtual fitness scene. Like, who would have thought that would even be a job now?
That's so crazy. If I told you 2 years ago that's what your job would be, you'd be like, what are you talking about?
No, but it's so cool. Like, part of my job is actually like helping other trainers be successful in the virtual space. And that's really rewarding. Like, I love doing it for ourselves, but it's really rewarding to be able to help other trainers where Instagram is so foreign to them, or they're like, TikTok, what?
TikTok say, what? You want me to snap my fingers and do what?
Say that again?
Say that again? And then for me, I'm a manager at a high-end fitness club. So I have a different perspective of the in-person that also has the app and has the virtual fitness as an offer to their members. So we see all different sides of the business, of the industry, and it's really cool. So I can't wait to share more about that next time.
Yeah, like what it takes to really tap into the brick and mortar things and to run a gym. Like, that is wild to me.
Oh, I have all the stories.
Oh my God. All right. I'm excited for that one.
Yeah. So hopefully we gave you a little bit more insight into what it takes to become a trainer. With that being said, we like to end with a little game.
And also, guys, this episode we're doing a giveaway, so stay tuned for the game. At the end, we're going to tell you how to enter a giveaway. Those of you who tuning in on YouTube or seeing our highlight reel,
I'm just hair flip.
Do a hair flip for you. This blonde bombshell, yes, came straight from Color by Stevie. She is a magician. Like Leo is like she's a wizard.
It's been a little while since I've got mine on, and I'm wearing a hat, so you can't really see, but she's amazing.
Oh, she's the best. And honestly, not only is she talented, but I just love hanging out with her. So can you do my hair now so we can chat?
So what's she giving away?
Okay, guys. So she is giving away a free color service of your choice. So you have the chance to win a color service, whether that's a balayage, highlights, whatever it is. She's going to hook it up for one lucky winner.
For one lucky lady or gentleman.
Right. Okay. So we're going to tell you right after this game how you can enter. So stay tuned.
Yes. Okay. So 2 cents. We like to talk about a situation or something that was brought up, and we give our 2 cents on it.
Yep. So we talk about tapping into the fitness industry. That is today's topic.
Yep.
So today's questions, people were kind of writing in different things. I felt like these two were pretty interesting. So we're going to give our 2 cents.
Okay.
All right. First one is, do I need to be ripped to work in fitness?
Oh my God. So this is a bit of a layered answer. Mm-hmm. The way you present yourself says a lot. So like that first meeting when you're seeing someone, when you're introducing yourself as a trainer, just the way you present yourself, whether you have good posture, whether your shirt's tucked in.
Right. We talked about the audition, and I was saying everyone's in the matching outfit because you show up for the job that you want.
You show up as your best self.
Mm-hmm.
But secondly, the most important thing is that you're educated and that you're with what you bring to the table. You know you have the knowledge to give to someone else, that you can train them effectively, safely. You don't need to have an APAC to do that. You don't need to have an APAC to connect with someone, to build a relationship with them. I mean, a lot of these trainers do build these relationships where they're training people for years on end because they have such a good rapport with them and have built that trust. So no, you don't need to have the APAC.
You don't. And again, we talk about there are so many different aspects of the fitness industry. So maybe you're not a trainer, or even if you are, regardless, it does not necessarily matter.
Find your niche.
Find your niche in the industry. So if you're really passionate about fitness, maybe it is training, or maybe it is management. Like Leah said, that's kind of where she is now. Maybe it is more of the marketing, the social media side, whatever it is. There is room for all skill sets.
But if you do want to be a trainer and you feel like, oh my God, I'm not in the best shape ever, do not let that stop you.
No,
it's not
go
it.
for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, what is the
Shoot your shot.
Shoot your shot.
All right. And then the other question that we did get a lot is, how do you build an Instagram following?
All right, IG queen over there. I'm gonna just sit back.
Oh my gosh, no, it's a tag team. It's a team effort here at Two Tone Training. But building an Instagram following, I think, is just being genuine. Some people think, oh, well, I'm posting good content and followers are just going to come. And again, no, you put on a good class, people aren't just going to come. It's staying engaged. It's creating those genuine relationships. So like some people are like, well, I'm waiting for people to like my stuff, and people post and yet they don't like other people's stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you're like, okay,
you gotta give to get.
Exactly. I was looking for that phrase.
Yeah.
You got to give to get. So engaging with people, and also not being afraid to and DM people, invite them to your class, let them know you like what they're doing. Again, we talk about shooting your shot. Shoot your shot in Instagram, on the DM, whatever it is, and continuing to put your best self forward virtually as well, behind the screen as well, putting your best photos up, taking that extra little time too. Like Leah and I will do another episode on content creation, but sometimes we'll have all these pictures taken and then I'm looking at them and I'm like, Leah, like, we can do better.
We can do better. Yeah.
I'm like, this is average, but we want to go for, like, what do we want to show up as? We want to go for the awesome.
Yeah. And just to highlight something you said of being genuine, people can read through the BS. If you're out there like promoting, I don't know, like the flat tummy tea and like the quick fixes, like people see through that and they know when you're promoting something that you're like not really aligned with. They see right through it. If you are showing up on Instagram as your most genuine self, even if not everyone likes it, like you just need a group of people that do like it and that do buy into what you're selling, whether that's
right
personality or whatever.
Not to say we don't do those branded deals, and I just want to be like fully transparent.
Yeah.
But now like working with brands, like a lot of times like when brands want to do like those one-off posts, we'll say no because it doesn't seem genuine. Or like, to be honest, like you're not going to get 100 sales from this or whatever it is, this one post. Like I'm just telling you right now because our followers know that. They're smarter than that.
Yeah, exactly.
We need to really show them that we're using the product, we're incorporating them into our everyday lives and be genuine, transparent, all the things.
Yep. And with that said, you can tone from home.
You can tone from your phone.
But all we ask is that you don't tone alone. Bye, guys.
Bye. Wait. How you enter the giveaway?
Oh, my God. Let us know.
Okay, guys. So how you enter this giveaway to win a hair color service of your choice with Color by Stevie. First of all, you got to follow us on Instagram. You got to follow Two Tone Training. You got to follow Color by Stevie. We'll be sharing all the details when we post this podcast. And you need to screenshot this podcast, whether you're listening on Apple, just the cover photo art, screenshot it, prove that you're listening, post it on your IG story, and tag both Two Tone Training and Color by Stevie for your chance to win. We're going to be announcing the winner next week, so stay tuned for that. And good luck. Trust me, guys. She's going to hook it up.
So we'll try it one more time. You can tone from home.
You can tone from your phone.
But all we ask
is that you don't tone alone. Bye, guys.